morning. Good morning. If you all remember, Dodgers, Major League Baseball player, Dodgers, Trevor Bauer. Now, Trevor Bauer was accused of sexual assault in a sexual situationship, but it was consensual. And because the woman that was involved, she had actually consented and requested that Trevor participate in BDSM. So he obliged her in a consensual relationship or sexualship, excuse me. And then he didn't want to do it anymore. So when he declined after she reached out to him and wanted to, keep it going, he told her no. That's when the allegations came out that he had, assaulted her, sexually assaulted her. So Trevor fought on his behalf to clear his name, and they never did charge him because the text messages came out during legal proceedings that the woman had consented and she had requested it. And she also wanted the relationship, and I'm going to say relationship, but sexualship to continue, and he didn't want it. She also had text messages that she had, reached out to one of her friends and was discussing this back and forth. And so it came out that really he was not guilty of a violation. And so, he didn't have to pay any money out to her in a civil suit or anything like that because it never went that far. Although she was trying to get money, and she hadn't filed a police report in the beginning, but then she turned around later. But again, the district attorney or prosecutors decided not to bring charges because it was consensual. And I think it's important for men to fight for their honor, for their reputation, and for their freedom. Because if this man had been found, they had enough evidence, they would have charged him. And he might even been found guilty. And also maybe a civil suit and out of a lot of millions of dollars. Because we see this happen a lot. And where, we have these allegations out here that are false that females are putting on men, and especially rich men. But it's not just been rich men, it's also been men that don't have money or that are not in the limelight or not public figures, or they may be regular working people that are, not in the limelight, public figures that are being accused as well. So we can't leave them out. So I don't ever want to leave those type of, those men out or people out, because it doesn't matter how much money you have. When it comes down to your freedom, everyone has a right to fight for their freedom, to have legal counsel, good, adequate legal counsel, and to stand up and tell their side of what really, their side. They have to be given a platform as well. And it's not, and so that's why it's important, because everyone's not a public figure, but they have a right to be heard, and they have a right to be treated fairly in the judicial system. And all sides need to be heard to get to the truth of the matter. And so just wanted to bring you this update that the Dodgers, they actually need to reinstate or release Trevor Bauer. They have to make a decision, the Dodgers, to either reinstate him, because Trevor stepped back and took time off so he wouldn't be a distraction while he fought his legal woes, And so, excuse me, so the Dodgers have to either reinstate him or release him within 14 days. But guess what? Whatever decision that the Dodgers make, they are still on the hook for that $26.2 million contract that's left of Trevor Bauer, contract that's left of Trevor Bauer's contract. So regardless of what decision that the Dodgers make, they are still going to be on the hook for that $26.2 million to Trevor. Now, I believe that the Dodgers need to reinstate him. Now, I don't know what your opinion is, and please leave your respectful opinion or comments below. Your comments. Leave your comments below. Do you feel that do you believe not feel, but do you believe that the Dodgers need to reinstate Trevor Bauer? Do you believe that? Do you believe Trevor is a risk? Or do you believe that Trevor is no longer participating in that type of situation? Because I believe he changed and he said he wasn't, he was actually trying to clean up that part of his life, which is his personal business. But unfortunately, we see a lot of men sexual business be put up on trial or in these civil suits. Their sexual business is put on public display for the world to see, hear, criticize, comment, attack, whatever they do. We've seen that so much. He's not the only one, and we know that, but we see it a lot of their sexual, history or sexual desires or whatever put on trial or in these civil suits. And it's unfortunate that we are constantly seeing this, but do you think the Dodgers should reinstate Trevor, or do you think the Dodgers should release him? I think they need to reinstate him. I believe that he took the time off so he wouldn't be a distraction. He fought his legal battles. He won. It was proven that he's not who the woman said he was. They trying to make all these men with money monsters. And not every rich man or a man with money that's not a public figure a monster. There's a lot of good men in this world that have money, and they may not be a public figure, but they have money. They're working hard, and they're representing their communities. They're taking care of their families. They're taking care of their children. They're involved in their children's lives. They're giving back responsibly. They're doing the right thing, but they don't get the credit. And then if an accusation or allegation comes out, then right away people want to jump in the crabs on the barrel, on the bandwagon and believe all women. And we cannot do that. We have to be fair. These scales have to be fair, not so tilted against a person. And we shouldn't automatically believe all women, because I was watching Harvey Weinstein's attorney, which I love to hear her speak. And I've seen that interview more than once, and she spoke eloquently, but she spoke some facts. We can't believe all women. And even though she's a woman, like I'm speaking, I'm a woman, but we cannot believe all women. We have to be fair. And I wrote a paper, last year on Fannie Harper, right? One thing that she said is that we have to be sharers. Men and women have to be sharers, working together, not sitting here trying to put every man behind bars on false allegations. I'm not talking about allegations. I'm not talking about when you are a real victim, ladies. So I'm going to be clear on that. And I'm not even speaking about men that are real victims, because there are men that are victims also. But because they're men, they don't get the exposure that when they are a victim as well. And there's a lot of men out here that are victims, but they're not treated as victims because they are men. And we need to get rid of that too, that stigma, that bias. But there are women as well that are real victims too. But I'm talking about the women that are females that are not real victims. They are placing these false allegations on these men and wanting to win money instead of working hard to get where they need to be. And so I think that the Dodgers should not fall into that trap of this Me Too movement, stuff. I think they need to reinstate Trevor and let him go back to, obviously, what he loves doing is playing baseball. He's a pitcher for the Dodgers, and he loves playing baseball. And I think that they need to reinstate him. Now, let me know what you think. Leave your respectful comments below. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by, tuning in. And again, let me know what you think on that. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And thank you for all my new subscribers. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, StandupBcounted. Check out my jewelry, OitsSharine. And don't forget to stick with the 6 weeks. Any mode or form of exercise 3 times a week 30 minutes a day, and you can do it in 10-minute increments. And if you want to support the channel, you're more than welcome to do so. And, you know, basically fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. So, you know, I'm using this story, you know, for criticism, to comment on it in its news reporting, scholarship, and research. So God bless you all, and I will talk with you soon.